All right, let's cut across right now to the Parliament airport. The French President Emmanuel Macron landing as we speak. These are visuals coming in. You have the French President walking down, and he will have a working lunch tomorrow afternoon with the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, but that is the French President coming in. Lots to discuss where the Indo-French relationship is concerned at its best possibly right now. Lots of business to ink, and these visuals coming in fresh off the Parliament airport. The French President being welcomed, the red carpet there. And, of course, he's going to make his way now for the second session at the G20 Summit at the Pragati Maidan. But tomorrow is when he's going to have a working lunch with the Prime Minister of India. These visuals coming in from the Parliament airport. Bhanupriya Patel receiving the French... Anupriya Patel from Uttar Pradesh. Interesting choice of... for the Indian government, for Anupriya Patel to receive the French President. Anupriya Patel is part of the NDA from Uttar Pradesh. Those visuals coming in there. And, of course, India also showcasing its cultural heritage on the sidelines of it. That's the French President, and that is the traditional Lavani dance that you can see on your television screen. A lot on the table where Indo-French relationship is concerned, a lot of business where it comes down, lots of defense deals, possibly at this point of time. India, one of its best relationships ever where France is concerned, especially when it comes down to business. That's Anupriya Patel from the Apna Dal, Uttar Pradesh NDA alliance partner. And she's the one who's receiving the French President. While he's come alone, he doesn't have his wife with him. It's going to be a quick stopover for the French President, but not before he has a working lunch tomorrow with the Indian Prime Minister. Important bilateral there. Lots of business to discuss. The Prime Minister, as the French President is coming in, is already tied in a bilateral with the British Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, who's practically become one of the stars of the G20 campaign. But these visuals filtering in, and that important a bilateral or a working lunch tomorrow between the Indian Prime Minister and the French President tomorrow. From here, he'd be making his way to Pragati Maidan for the second session of the G20 Summit. 3 sessions of the G20 Summit here. The first one just got over, all of them constructed around the theme of the G20 Summit, that is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. One Earth, one family, one future. And 3 sessions designed on the same parameter, same line. The first session has got over, and India receiving an important dignitary, head of state there, the French President Emmanuel Macron. Lots to discuss when it comes down to business and defense deals as well. All right. Let's now, with these visuals, take you right back to the Bharat Mandapam. An hour and a half break, 1:30 to 3 p.m., where a lot of bilaterals would be on. And right now, as we speak, the Prime Minister's bilateral with the UK Prime Minister has begun. But these are visuals recorded just shortly. Anupriya Patel from the Apna Dal, Uttar Pradesh NDA alliance partner, welcoming the French President Emmanuel Macron arriving for the G20 Summit.